It's preseason basketball on ESPN. The Lakers come in with an offense that looks to outrun and outgun the opposition. You need one heck of a defense to slow them down. They will be squaring off versus the 90s East All-Stars, who come in with a squad that is loaded with offensive talent. They make you guard every player on the floor at all times. Let's head over to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, where Bob Steele and Rod West are standing. Welcome aboard.
The 90s East control the opening tip. Los Angeles passes, takes a turnaround. Jay gets right iron, no good.
Jordan was playing the percentages there. He generally makes that shot, but not that possession.
Gets stopped by Hardaway. Goes with the crossover. Gets up.
Substitution for the Lakers.
Pippen with the inbound. Inside lob. The game's first bucket off the shot by Ewing.
Ewing was ready with a well-timed leap to grab the alley-oop and finish the play.
Bryant has it. Bryant jumps up. There's a windmill with an exclamation at the end.
Bryant has a crossover move that's the envy of most NBA players. We've got to see it on that play.
Inside pass. Nice alley-oop finish by Pippen.
Pippen had one thing on his mind when he caught that alley-oop, and it wasn't a layup.
Just over 4 minutes here in the first quarter. Fisher passes the ball. Tries to spin move with the jab step. Bryant gets vertical. Gets fouled. He'll shoot a pair.
Easy call right there. He was mugged.
He can't get the first. He sinks the second. Passes it. There's the steal.
That's just a bad pass. Defense had that lane way cut off. Key mental error right there.
Just under 4 minutes here in the first quarter. Passes. Uses the crossover. Passes it. Gets cut off by Jordan. Bounce pass. They push it inside. 7 on the shot clock. Shaquille O'Neal pulls the trigger from 8. Gets the kind bounce off the back rim.
That's the kind of shot where this guy really shines. He delivered that one with textbook precision. That's how you play this game.
The 90s East have the ball in a small deficit. 5-4. Hardaway makes the pass. Launches from beyond the arc. Drains the lightly contested shot. Ori throws it in. The Lakers can tie it up with a basket this trip down. Now by Rush. Rises up. Doesn't get the finger roll. It's the board. Dishes it off. Passes it. O'Neal puts it up inside. Tickles the twine.
And we got ourselves a real David and Goliath style matchup at the post. And Goliath is on offense. He's going to be able to drop those in pretty easy against him.
Just under 3 minutes here in the first quarter. Jordan has the ball. Jordan puts it up. Answers right back.
Now, that's a guy that can light it up from out there. You have got to watch out for him.
The Lakers have the rock. They're shooting 75% from the floor. Tries to spin move. Jabs, top of the key. Bryant gains some altitude. Gets the lay-in.
He set himself up on that one by going with the crossover. Everybody expects moves like that from him, but that doesn't mean they're any easier to stop.
Stolen. Passes. Rush leaves the ground. Goes glass in the lane. Hill inbounds the ball. The 90s East head into the front court. They're 4 out of their last 5 from the floor. It's stolen.
Nice grab to get the possession, and that was all ball, too.
Leaps up. Dunks it on the reverse. Fisher is hit with a reaching in call. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
I got it. Just under 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Pick him up. Hardaway passes. Open in. Takes a turnaround Jay. Gets it to fall. He's money from there.
That's the kind of shot where this guy really shines. He delivered that one with textbook precision. That's how you play this game.
Bryant has it. He has 6 points from the paint. Passes it. Goes with the crossover. Gets cut off by Pippen. Gets stopped by Pippen. Tries the spin move. With the jab step inside. 7 seconds to shoot. The two-handed dunk. Thrown down by Rush. Pick him up. Rush passes. Pops it up from 19 feet.
Michael Jordan.
Yes. I thought the D would have shut that one down in a hurry, but never underestimate this guy. He gets the job done.
The Lakers have the ball in a small lead, 15-13. Goes with the runner. Drains the lightly contested shot.
He caught them just a bit off guard, Bob, and he manages to get the deuce.
Hardaway can pick up assist number 5 this trip down the floor. Passes it. Jordan fires. Gets the front rim.
Jordan was a victim of bad luck on that one. He did everything right, but that rim just wouldn't cooperate.
49 seconds here in the first quarter. Gets stopped by Pippen. Bounce pass. In low. Rush brings up. Dunks it down with one hand.
Rush made sure he wasn't coming away empty-handed by throwing it down.
Ewing with the inbound. The 90s East have it. They're shooting 85% from the floor. Elevates. Gets the lay-in. The Lakers would love to extend their lead this trip down. Bryant passes it. Skies. Gets the lay-in. The 90s East bring it up. They're 5 out of their last 6 from the floor. Launches from beyond the arc. Great job. Gets back iron and out. Yanks it down inside.
Hardaway is a great outside shooter, but he met his match on defense that time.
O'Neal takes the quick shot. Drops in the buzzer beater. There's the horn, and at the end of one, it's 23-15. The Lakers have the lead after one period, Rod. What's been the key stat as far as you're concerned?
Assists, Bob. They aren't passing it around like their opponents have been doing, but they're still coming out on top offensively. They need to clog the passing lanes and slow the other team down to preserve this lead.
O'Neal takes off. Now is in double figures.
O'Neal went with the crossover, and his defender should be pretty embarrassed because it actually worked.
Stay in, stay in. Hardaway dishes it off. Watch the pick. Hardaway is credited the assist. He's got 5. Rush throws it in. Rush with a bucket here. He can get his 10th point of the game. In the paint. Passes outside. Passes. Loose ball. The 90s East touched it last right before it went out of bounds. Ori will come off the floor. 7 on the shot clock. Passes it. Uses the crossover. Gets airborne. Gets the lay-in.
The Lakers have stretched their lead to double digits, and that's a pretty big hill to climb.
The 90s East have the ball. They're shooting 50% from the arc. Passes. Hill lets it go from the wing. Cuts the score to single digits.
Jordan is the kind of player that drives an offense. He can influence a game with his passing skills as much as with his shooting skills.
The Lakers are at the controls. They're shooting 92% from the floor. Inside. Bryant rises up. Goes glass on the lane.
With that shot, they've got a nice cushion for themselves on the scoreboard. Still, though, anything can happen.
The 90s East work it up court. They're 1 out of their last 2 from the arc. Bounce pass. 90s East pick it and are now trailing by 8. O'Neal inbounds the ball. The Lakers can extend their lead this trip down. They'd love to do that. Goes with the crossover. Gets cut off by Pippen. Rush passes the ball. They're inside. Gets stopped by Jordan. 7 seconds to shoot. Received by George. Scott dunks it down with both hands. The 90s East have the rock. They're 4 out of their last 6 from the floor. Pippen wants the ball. They work it in. They push it inside. Pippen shoots from the paint. That was too easy a call for the ref. Goaltending all the way. Passes it. Takes off. Sniffs the one-handed jam. Ewing grabs the defensive board.
Kobe Bryant has an amazing crossover, but if you can't score after making that move, then it doesn't matter.
The 90s East can trim this lead down and bring it close with the bucket here. Pippen now has it. It's blocked. O'Neal swatted that one away, and it's his first block of the game. Rush brings it up. He's 5 out of his last 6 from the floor. Bryant hands it and gets his 11th point of the game. The 90s East will take a timeout here.
Timeout, 90s East.
Hill with the inbound. Hardaway makes the pass. Hardaway fades away inside. Can't get it to drop. Crashes the boards. Puts it back up for a deuce.
The defender really had his work cut out for him there. Against a superb inside guy like that, you've got to bring your big game.
Just over 2 minutes here in the second quarter. Passes. Spins to the hoop. Jab steps, uses the crossover. Inside, dumps it off. Loose ball. The Lakers turn this one over out of bounds. Passes it. Jordan has the ball. He's shooting 75% from the floor. Pass caught by Hill. Off the right rim, but missed by Hill.
He'll be able to put down the alley-oop, and that's always a risky play.
The Lakers head into the front court. They're shooting 88% from the floor. The off-the-glass lay-in was cashed in by George. The 90s East will take a timeout here. Hill throws it in. The 90s East have it. They're shooting 50% from the arc. Into the low post. Takes a wide-open shot. Gets his 6th point of the period. He has a total of 11.
Pippen went inside, and nobody was home. You can't leave the inside that open.
Bryant is at the controls. He's 5 of 6 from the floor. Passes. Goes with the crossover. George high rises.
90s East ball.
The 90s East bring it up. They're 1 out of their last 2 from the arc. Hardaway passes. Gets busy. Botches the lay-in. The defensive rebound by O'Neal. Nice rebound by the 11-year man out of LSU. O'Neal works it up court. He has 10 points from the floor. Rush high rises. Scores his 12th point with the bucket there.
Now that's how you play the game. You've got to love how he just slices through the D's weak spot. No fear at all.
50 seconds here in the second quarter. The steal. Here's the 2-on-1 break. Bounce pass. There's the steal. The 90s East have the ball. They're 2 out of their last 6 from the floor. Ewing with the ball. Releases. Rolls it off the short side of the rim, then in.
They had to be confused on that play to leave somebody that open inside. If not, then that was simply one of the worst defenses I've ever seen.
The Lakers could add to their lead with a bucket this trip down. The Lakers will get the ball back after it sails out of bounds. Pippen will head to the bench. Shoots off the inbound. Doesn't get it all the way there.
Oh, Bobby, you gotta like the way he ripped that one down.
Passes it.
Circle one. Circle one.
Bounce pass. Launches from beyond the arc. Puts too much on it. Rush rips down the offensive board. Launches from beyond the arc. Drops in the buzzer beater. The clock runs out, and we're heading to the half. The score, 40-29. Rush inbounds the ball. Fisher passes it. Uses the crossover. Bryant goes up. Takes it
is always looking to get the crowd off their feet with his slams. Mission, I think, accomplished.
Need help. Quick.
The steal.
Just like in swimming, the buddy system works wonders on defense. The double team can be risky because it draws the resources away from somewhere else on the court. But when it works, it's the best.
Pretty simple call for the ref. Count the basket on the goaltending. The 90s East are at the controls. They're shooting 73% from the floor. Passes. Jordan launches from beyond the arc. Hardaway with the assist. That's number 8. Passes it. The Lakers work it up court. They're shooting 33% from the arc. Goes with the crossover. Rush gets aggressive. Gets the lay-in.
If you're on his team, you better stay frosty for the quick pass. He's the kind of player who's going to dish it off real quick to make the assist. And if you're not looking, you're liable to have the word Spalding right on your forehead.
The 90s East have the rock. They're 2 out of their last 3 from the arc. Caught by Hardaway. Jordan rises up. Picks up his 5th point of the quarter. He has a total of 11. Rush with the inbound. The Lakers head into the front court. They're 4 out of their last 6 from the floor. Gets cut off by Jordan. Bryant dishes it off. Gets up. Goes glass in the lane. Hardaway with an assist here. He'll have 10 assists on the night. Bounce pass. Pippen shoots from 12. Can't drop the lightly contested shot.
You can see the Demons' offense game just a little bit, but still managed to leave no daylight between him and the basket.
Rush can pick up his 20th point this trip down. Kickback. Launches from beyond the arc. Gets back iron and out. Yanks it down inside.
Rush comes away empty, but he was playing pretty well on that. I'm not surprised he missed it.
Stolen. He picked his pocket there, and look at the total steal.
Great anticipation. That's the way to contribute to the team.
O'Neal scores his 12th point with the bucket there. Hardaway stepped on the line, and they'll give the ball up.
He just lost concentration, didn't keep track of his feet, and then lost it out of bounds. He's got to keep his mind in the game, Bob.
Rush has the rock. He has 16 points from the paint. Nailed from 3-point range by Fisher.
You have got to guard him better than that. He's the kind of guy that can just decimate you with trays.
Passes. Tried to convert on the alley-oop, but no good by Pippen. Rebounded by Ori.
And that's why your timing has to be perfect on the alley-oop. Otherwise, the guy's just hanging around up there with nothing to do.
The Lakers have possession, and it's a 9-2 run. O'Neal with the rock. Rush launches from beyond the arc. Just picked up number 21 with that bucket. Pippen throws it in. Jordan heads up court. He's 4 out of his last 6 from the floor. Lob. The alley-oop was thrown in by Pippen. Bryant has it. He's shooting 75% from the floor. Jumps up. It's blocked. It's deflected. Ori gets it right back after the block. Uses the crossover. Dumps it off. Passes it. Launches from beyond the arc. Can't drop it in. Good defense, especially on that earlier block. Jordan passes the ball. There's the steal.
Ori snags another one to help his team keep the lead. Man, remind me not to bump into this guy on the crowded street. He might hurt me.
Fisher with the great feed picks up his 6th assist.
Derek Fisher made the great inside pass right there. It can be dangerous to push the ball inside sometimes, but that's where the high percentage shots are.
The 90s East have it. They're shooting 70% from the floor. Pippen was parked down low, waited too long, and got hit with a 3-second call. Passes. Gets stopped by Hill. Goes with the crossover. Gets cut off by Jordan. Grabbed by Bryant. Bryant pulls the trigger from the high post. On the mark, he now has 17.
The Lakers are simply giving the other team fits. It's bad enough when one player's dominating, but when a team shoots this well, there is not much you can do.
The 90s East bring it up. They're shooting 66% from the arc. Jordan gets the bucket and his 7th point this quarter. He's got 13 in the game.
Bob, right there's the problem when you play loose like that.
Rod, you're right about that. I mean, you got to at least get a hand in his face. You can't give him a clear look. It's stolen.
You've got to put the club on the ball when this guy's nearby. He'll snatch it before you know it.
Pass low post. Pippen gets vertical. Botches the lay-in. Yanks it down inside. 48 seconds here in the 3rd quarter. Rush makes the pass. He's running, but there's 2 back defensively. Goes with the crossover. Gets cut off by Hill. Passes it. Passes it. Launches from beyond the arc. Gets his 6th point of the period. He's got 9 in the game. Ewing inbounds the ball. The 90s East have the ball. They're 2 out of their last 3 from the arc. Hardaway launches from beyond the arc. Great job. Can't answer back with the 3.
Way to claim the offensive glass right there, Bob.
That last tip was up and in by Pippen. Bryant brings it up. He's 8 of 11 from the floor.
Kick coming.
Bryant gains some altitude. Dunks it.
Pick him up.
Hardaway has the ball. He hasn't hit a shot from the arc. Gets busy. Gets the bucket and the foul. He'll go to the line for one more.
Even with the foul, he got that one to drop. Incredible body control.
He completes the 3-point play. Ewing will leave the floor. The Lakers are at the controls. They're 4 out of their last 6 from the floor. O'Neal launches from beyond the arc. Can't get the buzzer beater. We're at the end of 3 with the score 65-43. The Lakers are still up large after 3. What's been the important stat thus far, Rod?
3-point shooting, Bob. Their accuracy from beyond the 3-point stripe leaves a little to be desired compared to their opponents. I think they might want to consider putting up a few less threes and take it to the paint more. No reason to take low percentage shots when you have the lead.
He gets the first of 2. Ewing comes back in after sitting on the bench for a while. Ori with the inbound. Fisher passes. Uses the crossover. Leaves the ground. He picked up number 21 with that bucket. Pass to the paint. Fires from the right block. Gets the far iron, but it goes in.
You'll sink those all day, Bob. What a nice shot.
Bryant is at the controls. He has 20 points from the floor. Ori has it. Leaps up. Knocks it down with one hand.
The Lakers score yet another basket down low, and as you can see, they've completely dominated the paint tonight, making it very hard for the opposition to keep up.
Hardaway works it up court. He's 0 out his last 2 from the arc. Hardaway puts it up. Connects off the front rim.
Now that's a guy that can light it up from out there. You have got to watch out for him.
Passes. Fisher, if he gets a 3 this trip, he'll have 4 3-pointers on the night. Releases from close range. They call that one every time. Goaltending.
Substitution for the 90s East.
Pippen throws it in. Hardaway has the rock. He has 4 points from the paint. Bounce pass. Hardaway takes a turnaround J. Gets his 6th point of the period. He has a total of 11.
That's how you play the game. He is so good from there. Just check his numbers.
The Lakers work it up court. They're shooting 80% from the floor. Gets stopped by Hardaway. Rush passes it. It's deflected. Stolen. Hardaway takes a quick shot. Buries his 13th point of the game.
He shot that one a little early, Bobby, but he was open and he knocked it down. Not a bad decision if you make the shot.
Passes it. Fisher heads up court. He's 3 of 3 from the arc. Deflected. And it's loose on the perimeter. The Lakers were the last ones to get a piece of it before it went out of bounds. Nabbed by Hardaway. Hardaway has it. He's 4 out of his last 6 from the floor. Pippen springs up. Beautiful swat. It's blocked. Pippen takes the shot from about 6. Gets it to fall. Good defense on the earlier block, but it didn't pay off.
Man, he is just deadly with that shot. Easy deuce.
O'Neal brings it up. He's shooting 75% from the floor. Passes.
Quick.
Gets cut off by Pippen. Bounce to the paint. Goes with the crossover. Rush elevates. Picks up his 25th point.
The Lakers are getting great production from the bench, and that makes the starters' job so much easier.
Ewing inbounds the ball. The 90s East have the rock. They're shooting 50% from the arc. Hardaway dishes it off. Fires from the right block. Can't sink the well-defended shot.
Hill is usually deadly from that range, but the defense played him perfectly.
The Lakers head into the front court. They're 3 out of their last 6 from the arc. A long three-pointer was missed by Rush. Hill corrals the defensive board. Hardaway has the ball. Hardaway has the ball. He's 5 of 9 from the floor. Launches from beyond the arc. Hands it and gets his 11th point of the quarter. He has a total of 16 so far.
Hardaway is playing well here, and he seems to be the only one who's getting anything done. You have to wonder if spreading the ball around a bit would help them get back in this game.
The 90s East will take a timeout here. The 90s East have possession, and it's a 9-2 run. Top of the key. Hardaway shoots from the top of the key. Bounces it off the left rim, then in.
The 90s East All-Stars are doing a great job putting the ball in the hole, but are still coming up a little short defensively. They need to find a way to capitalize on these numbers.
Rush is at the controls. He's shooting 25% from the arc. Passes it.
Credit to Dion stopping that three-pointer. Made him alter his shot just enough to miss.
Hardaway can pick up his 20th point this trip down. Jordan is credited the assist. That's his 5th.
Oh, nice adjustments. He is so tough from that range.
Fisher works it up court. He has 9 points from the arc. Passes. Fisher launches from beyond the arc. Can't stop the run.
Despite the loose play on defense, he still couldn't get that shot to drop.
The 90s East have it. They're 4 out of their last 6 from the floor. Shoots. Can't drop down his shot.
He's almost a guaranteed deuce from that range, but the D kept a little bit closer than his shadow. He's going away empty-handed.
Bryant drains number 23.
This guy here is working for the highlight reels, but never mind. He makes the shot, and that's all that counts.
Hardaway heads up court. He's 1 out of his last 3 from the arc. Rush comes away with his 3rd pickpocket tonight. Rush gets his 6th point of the period. He has a total of 27.
That's a big basket to really open up the lead. We're getting down to the point right now where every shot counts.
Hardaway has it. He has 4 points from the paint. Bounce pass. Hardaway launches from beyond the arc. Hardaway from the arc. That's 2 from downtown.
Hardaway has come alive out there. He's hot and wants to rock every time up court.
Fisher, if he gets a 3 this trip, he'll have 4 3-pointers on the night. The J was off the mark by Rush.
Rush has a first-rate mid-range game. Even though he missed that one, he has to keep taking that shot.
Hardaway has an opportunity to get his 3rd 3 of the night this trip down. Hardaway, money. He's got 18 in this quarter. He has a total of 23. Now right wing, 55 seconds here in the game. Uses the crossover, passes it. In low. O'Neal goes up. Drops in his 14th point tonight.
They've got this one wrapped up, Bob. Just play it smart, and the game is theirs.
Hill with the inbound. The 90s East bring it up. They're shooting 69% from the floor. Inside. Takes a turnaround J. Just picked up number 21 with that bucket.
That's court vision right there, Bob. To be able to see the outside man like that and make the assist is what makes a good player great.
Received by Bryant.
Stay in, stay in.
There's the steal.
Nice steal by the D. Let him try and work that crossover move, and then you make sure you're right there to take the ball. Great play.
Hardaway has the ball. He's 6 out of his last 6 from the floor. The downtown shot was off the mark by Jordan. Horry grabs the defensive board.
Jordan had everything going his way, but that wide-open 3 wouldn't fall for him.
The Lakers have the ball. They're shooting 36% from the arc. O'Neal capitalizes on the second chance opportunity.
The Lakers have this game won. All they have to do is make any free throws they might face, and the win is guaranteed.
Hardaway is at the controls. He's shooting 69% from the floor. Ewing gets the second chance bucket. There's the horn, and the game is in the books. The final score, 81-71. And that will finish it up for us. Make sure you catch SportsCenter so you can stay on.